Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Begin here at 6 with breaking news in Highland Park. Someone's been shot inside a business on Woodward Avenue and Ford Street, a couple blocks north of the Davison Freeway.
You can see here in the video heavy police presence, including state police. This is outside a check cashing business. MSP tweeted about this, calling it a homicide investigation. We're working to gather more information at the scene, and we'll bring it to you on air and online at clickondetroit.com as soon as we get it. In other news tonight, a Detroit woman on a mission to make her neighborhood safer by slowing down speeders.
She's been working for months to try to get the city to install a speed hump. Local 4 defender Sean Lay took Drone 4 out to the east side to show us the result.
This is all about safety and one woman doing all the right things to get one of these on her street, a speed hump. She did it. I'm standing on it. She wants to slow people down to make things safer for kids. It was early November when we met Anidra Davis Hall, asking the Local 4 defenders to help her get speed humps on her street, Hamburg, because of this. An out-of-control driver tearing up one lawn, almost slamming into cars, almost hitting a house.
But that video, once you see it, it's like the Fast and the Furious. It's like, I mean, it was crazy.
Davis Hall says drifting and drag racing last summer made her street dangerous, and she was determined to get speed humps to slow drivers down. Now Anidra is back with an update.
I went all the way down to 7 Mile and got petitions. Homeowners, these are homeowners mostly that's over there. They signed the petition. They agreed upon it. My neighbor is our Block Club president. She typed up a letter. The vice president of the Block Club, she wrote out a letter.
Anidra wrote letters to the city describing the problem. She got signatures from neighbors to show that people here wanted speed humps. By the end of November, the start of a hump was put down. Winter hit. Now that it's spring, this week the speed hump was complete. Mission accomplished so far. Now, for others who also want speed humps where they live, here are the lessons Andrea learned in getting the one on her street.
Basically, reach out, get your petitions, contact your mayor, and, do much as you can, your local police department, whoever. I tried to reach out to everybody that I know was in charge.
You can tell Ms. Davis Hall is a force of nature. She'd like one or two more speed humps on her street. She's going to continue the work to do that. If you want to request one, check with the city today. Here's how it's done. Go on the city website under the Department of Public Works page, fill out a form. You can request one right there. And in fact, the city is going to announce its speed hump plans for spring in the next couple of days. I'm Defender Sean Lay, Local 4. Back to you.
Yeah, a lot of folks may be thinking about following her example. We appreciate that story, Sean. Thanks.
Tonight, Governor Whitmer calling for a temporary freeze of Michigan's sales tax on gasoline to help lower prices at the pump. A 6% sales tax would be rolled back. The governor did not say how long this cut would be in effect. On top of saving Michiganders money as they face record high gas prices, the governor says the move would also keep intact road funding. Her announcement comes days after she signaled a veto of Republicans' attempt to suspend the state's 27-cent tax on fuel.
All right, well, it's been another pleasant day temperature-wise, but of course, here comes the rain.
Here comes the rain again. I can't remember which song that is. Eurythmics. Yeah, that's what I'm leading into.
There you go.
Paul, take it away from there. You're tracking this wet weather for us.
Yeah, by the way, how much are tickets for your concert?
Yeah.
They're free.
They're free.
Oh, they're
for
free.
Sure.
A charity concert. All right. Now that's what we're talking about here. All right. We're mostly dry right now, but you can see the rain coming in, and there is a lightning strike here in eastern Hillsdale County. But you'll notice that, well, there's a lot more with this stuff. This stuff's all coming north. So we're going to watch that come in through the evening hours. And temperature-wise, still in the low to mid-50s for most of us. But you see that Lake Huron impact. Northeast wind this time, Lake Huron impact, 41 at Sandusky, 43 at Port Huron. But again, most of the rest of us in the low to mid-50s. So this evening, we're going to see temps just slowly drop into the 40s, and we're going to see this rain increasing. And again, cannot rule out a rumble of thunder. And don't forget, our local forecasters app, you can watch this on the real-time radar. Anyhow, I will time this all out for you and have your detailed weekend forecast in just a few.
Good, Paul. Thank you. Another big day in the trial against the men accused of plotting to kidnap the governor. Prosecutors today playing recordings and reading messages revealing the extreme nature of the beliefs held by the defendants. Let's bring in our Grant Herms now. And Grant, you listened in all day. What were jurors able to hear?
Well, jurors were able to hear and get a glimpse into the minds of these men, and that their views just were anti-government, but those extremes extended to other violent ends. We also got a look at their original plan to bomb the Michigan Capitol.
On the stand today, one of the key informants for the prosecutors, a postal worker and Army veteran who was led to the Wolverine Watchman by a suggestion from Facebook. The informant also revealing to the jury for the first time recordings that show the tangled web of extreme ideologies held by members of the group. While they have said they aren't a white supremacy group, members including Adam Fox and Barry Croft were both supportive of the Boogaloo movement, which pushes for a civil war or race war, followers often wearing Hawaiian shirts. Another member, Brandon Caserta, making explicit anti-Semitic statements including, "I want Zionist banker blood." Recordings and messages also revealing militia members called for killing doctors, encouraging vaccines. One member writing in the group's encrypted chat app, "I think some medical fascists are going to need a vibe check, real expletive soon." Bullet to the face right at their own home. Buildings that manufacture vaccines, blow them up. Bombs and improvised explosives at the Michigan Capitol were frequently discussed as the original plan before the plot to kidnap Governor Whitmer. The group's leader, Adam Fox, telling the informant he was inspired by Oklahoma City bombing terrorist Timothy McVeigh, telling the informant, "If we can't have our world, they can't have theirs. Burning it down, making the world glow."
And one alarming piece of testimony in a day full of alarming testimony was that they originally wanted to use a rally at the Capitol in Lansing as cover to whip people up into a riot. And it's not hard to see parallels between that plan and the plans that we now know happened on January 6th during the insurrection. We also know, because of a separate court case, that a man who was arrested from Michigan as an attacker on the U.S. Capitol had a direct contact and communication with members of this group trying to kidnap the governor. That is a different court case. This court case will be back in court in Grand Rapids on Monday. Back to you.
Yeah. All right. Grant, thanks.
Now to the coronavirus and a slight uptick in new daily cases. The state reports 2,770 new cases over the last 2 days, or an average of 1,385. The 7-day moving average for daily cases now sits at 811. It's the first upswing in the 7-day case average since late January. The state also reports 50 deaths over the past 2 days. The 7-day positivity rate sits at 3.5%.
A new construction project is about to make it tougher to get around Farmington Hills. Starting Monday, here's what drivers will face. Northbound Orchard Lake closes between 13 and 14 Mile. 2 southbound lanes remain open. That's, though, tough considering 14 Mile is already closed between Orchard Lake and Farmington Road. Kim DeGiulio looks at what this means for drivers and businesses in the construction area.
It's not just commuters that are going to feel the effects of this one. Local businesses will feel it too. Come Monday, Orchard Lake Road will close in Farmington Hills, and just down the road from here, 14 Mile also closed, making things even trickier.
It's going to hit us hard with the customers that have a half hour or hour for lunch. They're not going to want to wait in that backup, so they're going to go somewhere outside of, 15 Mile or 12 Mile. And that's where we're going to miss those customers.
Owner Mike Parashis of Sunrise Cafe on Orchard Lake says this is going to be tough, as northbound Orchard Lake will close between 13 and 14 Mile Road, while the southbound side will go down to 2 lanes.
The traffic's bad enough as it is, but with this closure, it's going to really back it up.
14 Mile is closed between Farmington Road and Orchard Lake. 14 Mile, a city project. Orchard Lake is through the county. The Road Commission for Oakland County says it's unfortunate these closures are happening at the same time, but it was now or never, and the repairs are necessary.
We also have federal funding paying the majority of the cost of this project. If we don't use it this year, we lose that federal funding.
Regardless, it's going to be a long 8 months for these businesses, with these projects scheduled to end in November. Not to mention the war in Ukraine, also affecting businesses like Sunrise Cafe.
Everything went up. I mean, everything from, anything from condiments to the meats.
But owner Mike is confident his loyal customers will get them through it.
They're great to us. Everybody supports us. They were supporting us during COVID. And I think they'll support us, they'll take a little extra time to go around the miles to come here.
Another concern the owners have is patio season. They say during the summer, this area can hold up to 15 people at a time, but with the loud machinery that comes with construction, they fear that customers will opt to go somewhere else. In Farmington Hills, I'm Kim DeGiulio, Local 4.
Improvements to several water systems coming across Southeast Michigan. More than $10 million in federal funding will be used to address 6 water system projects. Water officials say the money will go toward helping keep the water clean for swimming and fishing, manage the flow of sewage to prevent the flooding of roads and homes during heavy rains, and replace lead pipes to keep children and families healthy.
Our capacity to be able to enjoy our water, to be able to feel safe in our homes without worrying about what happens if there's a major storm, and to be able to feel more confident on our roads in terms of flooding. So I'm really pleased to have been able to champion these projects and that we were able to get them through.
The Great Lakes Water Authority will receive $2 million to upgrade the Detroit River Interceptor to prevent the flooding of roads and homes during heavy rains.